Alright, I bring you another match with Gavin Hill from my Twitch live stream. You might remember him from previous battles, as well as, he's pretty much at every one of my streams. So, we do battle quite a bit, and I'm trying to space these ones out, so this one's a little bit old. So, bear with me if I did try to watch it beforehand, but, my memory of this battle might not be terrific, although I do remember the basic outline. So he leads with Kingdra, as I lead with my Manectric, the Mega Manectric, obviously. I am going to Mega Evolve and just go for the Volt Switch. He's just going to switch out, not wanting to have anything to do with me, and actually makes a pretty good play going out into his Crocodile, which will stop my electric attack, so I cannot go ahead and Volt Switch, so I'm going to have to switch out normally. So that's a pretty good play for me, although I do, at the very least, get off Mega Manectric's Intimidate against the that Crocodile, so that's not bad for me. I go out into my special wall of sorts, which is my Gliscor, and he's going to take that Stone Edge like a champ, especially after the Intimidate, so good for me. I'm going to go ahead and try to set up these Stealth Rocks because, you know, they're just overall good to set up. You might as well do it as he goes back into Kingdra, and I do not want to stay in against this Kingdra and take a Hydro Pump, or, yeah, I don't think it probably has a nice move, but either way, I don't really want to take it, because Gliscor is more of a physical wall than a special one. So I go out into my Sylveon, and this thing is, you know, bulky as crap when it comes to being special, and yeah, it ends up doing, actually, still quite a nice chunk. So that's good for him. I'm just going to go for the Choice Specs, what is it? The Choice Specs Dazzling Gleam. And this is actually not the same Sylveon I usually have used in the past. It actually has the Q-Charm ability and uses Dazzling Gleam, therefore, instead of Hyper Voice. But either way, it's able to wreck that Miltank. I actually meant to bring my other Sylveon, so I'm glad that this one is still doing work. So he goes into Gardevoir, which is probably his Mega, and I'm going to actually try to stay in and go for the Dazzling Gleam again. Fairy does not resist itself, so I'm hoping that I can get great damage on this thing, and hoping that I can live a Hyper Voice of that, and I don't, so ouch. Alright, I kind of thought I would be able to, given my special bulk, but then again, Mega Gardevoir is also extremely strong. Now I go into my other Choice Spexer, I brought two of them on this team, which is my Delphox, and I was hoping to God that Fire Blast would KO. I don't actually have Shadow Ball on this Delphox, so I was hoping to rely on the Stab, Fire Blast, and unfortunately he gets a Paralyze with that Thunderbolt, which, wow, that was super lucky on his part. I have to hope that I can hit through it, but he is able to outspeed, obviously, thanks to the paralysis, and do a lot of damage to me. And now go into Salamence, which is probably a Moxie set, and I really don't want to give this thing a free Moxie. Although, by switching into Gliscor, I gave it a free Dragon Dance, which really sucks, and I'm going to go for the Toxic, because actually I don't have a whole lot on this Gliscor to take care of this Salamence. I don't have the Ice Fang, I don't have the Rock move, so yeah, Toxic's the only thing I can do, and yeah, that really sucks, and now he's going to go for a super powerful Outrage, and I'm like, no, and my Fairy is dead, so yeah, this is really scary for me. This Salamence is going to probably sweep a good portion of my team. I know I have to sacrifice at least one Pokemon to this thing, so I decided to sacrifice the paralyzed, nearly dead Delphox, but that gives him another free Moxie, so this thing is huge in attack stat right now. Please, God, be a 2-turn Outrage. No, it's not. He gets the 3rd turn Outrage. I do have Extreme Speed, so I'm just going to go for it, sacrificing my Dragonite now to this Outrage, which is kind of outrageous, and even with my, what is it, Marvel Scale ability? Wait, that's not Marvel Scale, it's Multi-Scale. That's what it is. I always get those two confused for some reason, but even with Multi-Scale, obviously, after that amount of attack boosts, the super effective Outrage will take me out. Now, I go into Manectric, and I know I'm not going to outspeed. I have to hope that he hurts himself, and oh, the coin flip went in my favor. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God that coin flip went in my favor. The Salamence takes itself out, and the battle continues. He goes out into Crocodile, though, which I cannot stay in against, so I switch out Manectric. But, yeah, that Salamence wiping out, what, half of my team. I'm down to my last two, my Starmie and my Manectric. So I have to hope that bulky Starmie can take this Earthquake pretty well, and look at that damage. It does not take it as well as I would have liked, but he is going to switch out, which is actually really great for me. I was super afraid. I mean, I know the thing is probably Choice in some way, probably Choice Scarfed if I had to guess. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's Choice Banded. It has to be Choice Banded. Because it looked like that Earthquake did a lot more to Bulky Starmie than I would have thought. So, yeah, that's good for me, although I don't know if I would have even killed with the Scald, so he still probably should have stayed in and went for it. Like I said, Bulky Starmie doesn't have a super lot of special attack investment, but he played it safe instead, switching out into Kingdra, which is what I really needed him to do, which is good, because it allows me to heal up, as he just goes for a Draco Meteor, which is going to do a decent chunk, but not kill me, so that's very good. Now I get the special attack drop, so I can freely go ahead and recover, which is key, so I do that, and I'm hoping to kill this Kingdra with a series of Ice Beams, as he goes for the Hydro Pump, which is resisted and also weakened due to the special attack drop. He probably should have went for another Draco Meteor if he wanted to try to finish me off, but them's the breaks. I'm just going to recover back to full HP, because I really do need it in order to survive a hit from that freaking Crocodile thing, as he goes for another Hydro Pump for some reason. Not really sure why he's staying in here with Kingdra with the special attack drop. It seems kind of pointless, but what do I know? Now he does end up going to Crocodile, which was a strange time to switch, because this is the turn I was almost certainly going to go for an Ice Beam to get damage, and which is what I do, and Crocodile is weak to Ice Beam, so that's great for me. And yeah, I'm just going to go for a Scald now, and that will finish off the Crocodile. So really, that Crocodile was probably the scariest thing left on his team for me. So not really sure what the logic was of going into it there and having it die, but what can you do? Sometimes misplays happen. But he goes into Talonflame now, which is another really scary Pokemon. I'm just going to go for the Scald to see how much it would do. He roosts, showing off that it is indeed a bulky setup, or maybe not a bulky set, but a setup set nonetheless. And Scald does less than half to this thing, which actually really has me frightened at this point, because he could set up a Swords Dance or what is it? A bulk up if he wanted to. Instead, he just opts to go for the Brave Bird, which doesn't even do half to Bulky Starmie, so yeah, die, Talonflame, get out. After the Life Orb, the Scald will 2-hit KO, which is pretty great for me, so yeah, his last Pokemon is Kingdra, which I will just go for the Ice Beam for damage. He's ended up able to finish me off with a Draco Meteor, but I can always go in to my last Pokemon and my first Pokemon, Mega Manectric, to finish off the Kingdra. So good game, Gavin. Almost had it there with that Salamence sweep, so really glad I was able to recover from that, although I did get a bit lucky there with that confusion flopping on my side. Although, to be honest, I think that the paralysis against, what is it, Delphox also really did matter. But what do I know? It allowed him to get my Delphox to be nearly dead, as well as, well, completely ruin it, because now it made it really slow. Anyway, let me think of today's question of the day. Today's question of the day is, what is your favorite Pokemon that does not evolve? They tend to be a little bit underpowered, not all the time, but most of the time a little bit underpowered, being that they have the base stats of the comparative in the middle of usually a fully evolved Pokemon and a not fully evolved Pokemon. We will disqualify legendaries from this question of the day, being that they are a bit, they don't count. They're just legendary. But which Pokemon do you kind of feel sorry for, or just really like? There's a few really good options for me. I do like Klefki, which is a Pokemon that never evolves. But I also kind of like Farfetch'd, which I would kind of felt bad never got that evolution that it needed, or a Mega Evolution for that matter. So leave a comment about that, and Heracross too is a very good one. Heracross is almost like the exception to the rule, in my opinion. And you can even say a Pokemon that you really liked in an early generation that got a evolution later if you really like that. Like, I don't know, like let me see, like a Lickitung or a Snorlax. Right now, Snorlax, I guess. Well, I guess Snorlax still counts. It got a pre-evolution. Sudowoodo, Mantine, Roselia, Mischievous. Leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.